A ticket to Hollywood could alter the course of a life filled with hardship.
My name is James Durbin. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
Idol Loonies welcomes James Durbin into the house today. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We want to talk about your full Idol journey. We love the word journey.
I love journey.
What was your state of mind going into that audition? Where was your brain at? Were you like, I need to jumpstart this music career or I'm going to have to find something else to do?
I've never really been able to hold down a job, a normal job. I've tried, I've had a few, and it's not that I can't do them, it's that I can't do them. I keep getting laid off.
Right.
We're living right now in the place with the cheapest rent. I don't have a job and we're doing what we can.
One thing led to another, and 2 days before auditions, I got laid off. And it was just, okay, this is it. We have to do this. Right before my audition, they called lunch. So I'm sitting there waiting, and out walks Jennifer. And I'm like, oh my God. And then out walks Randy and Steven. They're talking, buddy. And they see me, and we make eye contact, and I'm just like...
That's almost the face you made when Hulk Hogan came out on the stage.
Yeah, no, the Hulk Hogan face was more like this.
We saw it was a pretty emotional audition. When you're watching it on TV, though, immediate comparisons drawn between you and Adam Lambert.
It was 2 years ago we were here and found one of the most electric performers that we've ever had on the show, Adam Lambert.
Did you think to yourself like, oh,
I
don't want to be
I don't see
compared?
what it is. What's the whole comparison? Is it the note?
You hit the big note.
But there's no comparison. He does runs. I hit a straight scream.
Shook me so, baby, please don't go.
There's no comparison. Tone's completely different. I don't know what people's trip is. I met him. He's a really nice dude, but pop and electronica, I'm rock and metal.
We saw you in Hollywood Week, the Somebody to Love group round. You got painted with a little bit of a negative light there.
It seems like maybe Idol is in the competition for stage moms.
Were you watching that at home thinking like, oh man, I wish I hadn't said that? Or did you think, well, this is what it is?
I was going through my head, oh my God, just wait till I get my hands on those editors. Because it was not like that at all.
Okay.
The camera guy was like, hey, you should walk over there and, hey, say this. No, you should sing it and scream.
Either way, our version is really gonna kick some.
It was like playful,
Right.
But,
you weren't skulking around at the top of the stairs looking at the kids and
No.
Yeah, okay.
Like, hey, let's go over there. Let's see what they're doing. Like, I don't want to. No, let's go. Let's do it, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny. Like, you're not gonna put on the show, are you? No, we'd never do that. And those kids are great singers. And I hope that they all audition next year.
Right.
Because, they can all easily make it into the top 11,
Yeah.
or the top 10, or the top 3, or even win one of them, They were good kids,
Right.
and the moms were nice. Some of them. One of them. Actually, one of the moms was nice. One of the moms was nice. The rest of them...
First week of voting, you break out the Judas Priest.
man.
Were you worried at all, like, how is America going to respond to this, or did you just think this is what I'm going to do, so they might as well find out immediately?
Yeah, give metal a chance. It's cool that I get to kind of start a revolution almost. That's just how I look at it.
Right.
I can dream, can't I?
Right.
I can imagine.
Jimmy would come on post-performance on a results night and be like, well, I don't believe James when he sings metal, or I don't think metal can be viable. What would you say to someone who says, like, either A, James is not believable singing metal, or B, there is no place for metal?
There's so many kids out there that do like this, and they like this type of music, but they're so stuck, in the 80s and in the 70s of it. Stuff has to be. It has to be current, radio-friendly, poppy, upbeat, catchy choruses that make no sense. What I'm going to do is, keep it poppy and catchy and radio-friendly, but make it edgy and heavy and make sense.
You got another thing coming. You got another thing.
You came back with Maybe I'm Amazed, which was almost like a polar opposite to that in terms of vocal style. Did you have a strategy in mind? I think you were one of the people who tended to change things up a little bit week to week.
It was strategic. You know, I really had to make sure that, you know, I was staying true to myself, but giving everyone what they wanted. Got the metalheads over here, got everybody else with that song. That song pulled people in. I got fans with that song.
Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand.
I was sick on that performance.
Were you?
I was planning on doing a lot more upper end stuff with that. I'm so thankful that I was sick and couldn't, because it ended up being so much more special.
Maybe I'm amazed at the way you help me sing my song. Or maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you.
Let's talk a little bit about Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. A lot going on. Stairs, into the audience, flaming piano. This is pretty early in the season, and you threw a lot into that performance.
I haven't gone through this thing hoping, like, I'm so worried about this week. What am I gonna do? I'm just like, what can I do to have fun? I've spent my pre-Idol music career just standing on the stage, because it's as big as this table. You know, there's nowhere to go. I'm given this entire stage and an outlet to just plug into. So I thought of these ideas and I just asked for it. I drew out a storyboard. I figured it out. I'm like, all right, I want to come down through the crowd, down the stairs, David Lee Roth toe touch, down to the judges, run through the crowd, past the audience, back up on stage, get the mic stand, do the We Will Rock You breakdown. Row the mic stand, run around, jump off the stairs, back down to the floor, run up, jump onto a piano, rock out on the piano, get people stoked, jump off the piano, and run back around with a freaking Jimi Hendrix back bend. It turned out so cool.
Saturday night's all right.
Heavy Metal from Top 8 Week was kind of a moment for you where you and Jimmy sort of clashed heads.
We gotta be careful this week. That ain't being careful.
This is what I'm doing. I know what's best for myself as an artist, with no disrespect to either of you.
This has been an interesting season because you're trying to please the judges, you're trying to please the music producers, you're trying to please the public. How hard is it to get in there? And especially, you know, this is a pretty powerful person in the music business to be like, I'm not gonna listen to you this week, I have to do this song.
The thing with Jimmy and I, we have kind of a father-son relationship. You know, it's loving and caring, and then we just clash, you know? And it seems like it's never gonna end. It seems like, you know, American Choppers, like, you know, junior and senior, you know, like it's never gonna end. And then it does. I just started thinking, what's a way that I can really show Jimmy? Show them that I'm not messing around. All he kept saying was, where's the hook? Where's the hook?
When's the hook come in?
That is the hook.
I'm on a one-way ticket to midnight. That's the hook. Call it Heavy Metal. There it is, you know? And so I kept going and trying to figure it out. And Zakk Wylde, who's a more, you know, underdog, who's underrated because he's metal. One of the most amazing guitar players, you know, of this century. You get Slash, everybody knows who Slash is. You know, you can get CeCe DeVille, no one knows who he is. Zakk Wylde's like the perfect in-between. I had to make some phone calls to get that, you know. It's usually all the show and production that does that. So we did it and it worked. During rehearsals, I slid. I did like a knee slide into him when he was soloing. I scraped up my knees really bad, bruised them really bad. Like they're still bruised. I couldn't put any pressure on my knees. I could barely bend them. I'm really stiff in that performance. I'm like, okay, what can I do? The back bend. I just went for it, and I went further back than I've ever gone before. It looked like the back cover to Van Halen 1. It was like exactly like that. Get a side-by-side comparison.
Let's talk a little bit about Uprising. Total drama, total high theater. Where did that come from in your mind?
When I hear a song like that, that's so well written and has this total imagery, you know, I'm able to just go with it. So what I did was I sat back, I turned it on as loud as it could go, and I just sat there and just let myself escape into the song, just let my mind escape into the song. I came out with this kind of Waterworld, Mad Max, Book of Eli, post-apocalyptic, mixed with like a 1960s propaganda, like kids rioting, they will not control us, that sort of thing. Like a revolution. Somehow 18th century steamer punk popped into my head. The puffy pants with the skinny legs and boots and big ass trench coat, duster coat. And what can we do to make this thing look like it's been through something, It's got pieces that were taken off of, carcasses laying on the ground after post-apocalypse, and I took this from this guy and this from that guy, and I, made my suit to show, my rank.
Will You Love Me Tomorrow, a total, very Bo Bice season 4. I don't know if you were an Idol watcher before that, but that a cappella moment.
Yeah.
And I've been shocked that we've never seen a contestant attempt to do that again.
That was,
Is it
I kind
scary?
of referenced to that.
Is it scary to go a cappella? And did you think about dropping the band through the whole performance?
It was a last minute decision. Last second, actually.
Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly.
My goal has always been to not only create one moment, but to try and have my entire journey be a moment, be unforgettable, be one of those contestants on this show for, as long as the show lives in infamy. Be one of those contestants that really pushed the bar, didn't hold back at all, ever. I had to let people know that I'm still a singer. It's just the screamer, the yelling guy, the rock guy.
Love Potion number 9, pretty radical rearrangement.
She looked at my palm, she made a magic sign, said what you need's a bottle of Love Potion number 9.
Whenever I do a song, I research it. I go on YouTube, I find out, who's done this song, whatever genre, whichever way I want to take it, I look up, okay, like Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, rock version, or Love Potion number 9, metal version. I try and, compile all these different aspects to it and bring it in. I want a riser here, I want the guitarist to come out, here and there, the fire and pyro and this and that. I'm gonna run out to the audience, get everybody excited, I want to put on a show. It's a set list. Your whole show, what are you gonna do? It's a set list. You don't want to do ballad, 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 rock, ballad, 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 So I did, rock, ballad, up-tempo, kind of R&B, for Motown, rock, metal. When you're at one of my shows, that's what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get some weird order of things. If you lay out, everyone's performances of the past, 9 seasons and look at, where their performances were, I'm sure you'll see not a whole lot of them were like, had it in that order thinking of, okay, this is a set list. This is my show. You put it all together and put each of my performances one after the other, it's gonna be like a full show, make a DVD. Sell the DVD.